and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Wake and Jake in the morning, Wake and Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good morning, Bakers. Welcome to Wake and Jake. How y'all doing today? Sports, Wall-for-Westbrook. Me and Biebers will be talking about that in a little bit. Good morning. Hope y'all smell good today. Got my Tatis Slam Diego sweater on, flex. So I threw on the chain because swag. Swag knows swag.
Can't tell if the camera's picking it up well, but the colors kind of work in person.
Yeah. The other thing that might hurt is I needed a hat to wear, and all I could find was my Fire Frogs hat. So I don't know if the red Fire Frog hat goes with the.
It's not a perfect match.
It's not matching at all.
Well, there is a yellow accent in the hat.
Oh. We are matching.
So
done.
That helps.
Problem solved. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good week. It's Thursday. Week's kind of churning, man. How about that? These in-between weeks. Normally I feel like they're slow or weird. This week's going. We had big NBA news with the trade. Baseball, still hot in the streets. A lot of action with the non-tender stuff. We'll clip that a little bit. Anthony Davis, max contract, staying with the Lakers. BBD, we start out with the game of the night because normally there's games played on days of the week in sports. And one of the things that's not normally played is an afternoon football game. And we got an afternoon NFL Wednesday football game. The Steelers in Baltimore, this game was supposed to be played about a week ago. That song's not cool anymore. Oh. If you hear a buzzing sound, they are drilling/cutting metal right outside the window in a hilarious happening.
There's a whole alley they could be using.
Yes.
I mean, they're right outside.
They are right next to us. So we're going to play through that today. We'll have some fun with it, as we always do. This football game, again, supposed to be played on Thanksgiving, gets moved to Sunday, gets moved to Monday night, gets moved to Tuesday, Wednesday night, and they play yesterday, RG3 versus Big Ben. Pretty gross in hindsight. And the game was kind of gross, I think, if we're being honest. Steelers, Joe Hayden, former Browns legend, pick 6. That's fun off RG3. Get on the bus, Gus. Gus Edwards rushing touchdown. It's 7-6 after the Chris Boswell missed PAT. He gets a couple field goals in the second. Steelers stretch out the lead. Juju on that beat. Juju Smith-Schuster puts them up 19-7. RG3 out. Who's in but your guy, Trace McSorley, Penn State alum. Little guy for a quarterback. And he connects on a 70-yard tutty to Hollywood Brown. Kind of fun after we're playing it live on the screen. Oh, actually, that's a different play, but he got popped. Definition of a college quarterback who runs a little bit. Welcome to the pros. But, man, it was kind of fun. I know Vegas was getting nervous after the Monday night fiasco. This was a sloppy... This game looked like a sloppy afternoon game played on a Wednesday after a week of delays. So, good for the Steelers. That it's kind of the story, but it's not at all. The Steelers are still undefeated, 11-0. That's crazy. I've seen have you seen the internet meme thing going around that's like all of their wins? It's like backup quarterback, Giants. Like the only
I haven't heard it as like I haven't seen any memes about it, but I've heard people like just say like, yeah, I mean it's kind of the least impressive this could be.
Yeah.
But still, you have to win the game.
I flip-flopped a little bit on it because, yeah, they had to win every game, which they have, and NFL teams don't do that. You can only play who you play. If you're undefeated, it's not like you can play yourself, and that means you're beating a lot of the other teams. And like the Cleveland Browns are 8-3, they beat them against teams who aren't the Steelers. The Browns are 8-2, so you got to give them a little credit as a football team. So, but you do look at it and you're like, yeah, I don't know. Some teams could win those games. Good for the Steelers, 11-0. Ravens dropped to 6-5, man. Lamar was kind of doing it, and they have slowed down again. So, hey, maybe this AFC North just comes crashing down because nobody believes in the Browns. People believe in the Steelers, but they don't believe in them as an 11-0 team. Good. Weird game. Historic. Wednesday afternoon. Weird year. 2020. So that was a football game last night. What else did we miss, BBD? I mean, there was the Monday Night Football.
The other news from this game, Bud Dupree tore his ACL, so it's also like
big part of the defense.
A reason not to believe in them.
Bud Dupree.
He's doing really well.
Good for Big Ben. I know we kind of did that thing a couple weeks ago, but so yeah, that's that. The other football game, NFL, was the Monday Night Football game. Seahawks, Beagles. Am I saying that right?
I think you're the first one who's ever nailed it.
Seahawks, Beagles. In kind of a fun Monday Night Football game. Dramatic at the end if you're a sports gambler. Holy smokes. Actually, no, Carson Wentz stinks. Jalen Hurts got some run. Eagles fans, fly, Eagles, fly. Enjoy that Super Bowl, because holy smokes. DK Metcalf, I believe they're going to be hearing more about him later on. Buggy Bug Dude. Who else? Chris Carson had a tutty. Dallas Goedert. Maybe that's good for your fantasy team. Jason Myers with some field goals. The Hail Mary at the end was kind of the story. They chuck one up. Richard Rodgers, who I think caught one of the Aaron Rodgers Hail Marys. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
Sounds right.
Sounds right, but I feel like I would have seen more of that.
I feel like I have that memory.
Like, wouldn't that have been a tweet? Anyways, maybe we just missed it, but they get the Hail Mary late. I think the spread was 6.5 in Vegas, and they go for 2, and they get it, and that makes it 23-17. So a lot of money switched on a Hail Mary and a 2-point conversion. So that's kind of the story. Seahawks, 8-3. 3-3 on the road. They win 23-17. The Eagles are 3-7-1. Oh my God. I'm in a weird, because okay, 2 8-3 teams. The Seahawks, I guess we like them because of Russ. Like Russ can win any football game. 8-3, the Browns, nobody likes them because they're the Browns and Baker and they run the ball. But I think the Seahawks have a historically bad defense. Is the NFL, like, bad this year?
That's, like, kind of been the...
that's the
issue
thing?
with the NFL is they kind of have... They just, like, don't have very many really good teams. And, like, anyone can win.
Right.
When you, like, actually do, like, a close look. I feel like every year there's not more than, like, 3 actually good teams. But because it's...
The Chiefs.
Because of, like, the structure of the playoffs and stuff, yes, anyone can still win.
Yeah. Like, the Titans are good, but they're not. I don't know. NFL's in a bizarre place. Good for the Seahawks. That's the NFL. I'm ready to move past it, BBD. Put it in our rear views.
Titans are legit.
Like, the Titans are good, but they're also not.
Yeah, you don't...
Ryan Tannehill
not like
in a
anyone's
playoff
picking him to win
game.
a Super Bowl right now.
They made the AFC Championship last year.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, you look... Assuming you believe in the Steelers, they're 11-0. Chiefs, Titans, not really anyone else in the AFC you can really
Right,
say
it was kind of supposed to be
good.
the Ravens, and they've stunk.
Yeah. If you really believe in the Bills. And the NFC...
The Bills.
Saints, Drew Brees is out till I don't know when.
Right.
And the Seahawks, just because they have Russ.
Defense is historically bad. Literally.
Packers, just because they have Rodgers, you really believe in them, but their record is good.
I guess are the Packers maybe good?
So they're probably actually good,
Maybe the Packers are good? Okay. That's a win.
Buccaneers, you kind of assume Brady will get it together by the time the playoffs are here.
Live in the chat, everyone watch Minnesota United soccer on national TV today.
Okay.
So, all right, All right, that's the football. The basketball, the NBA did pretty good in the past couple hours. LeBron, he signed a 2-year extension. Anthony Davis signs the 5-year max, about $190 million. Not too bad. Not too bad for playing hoops. Good for Anthony Davis. Good for the Lakers, man. That's another weird. I was listening to Russillo podcast last night, and he was kind of defending Danny Ainge while also not defending Danny Ainge, which interesting conversation. Boston guy, Danny Ainge. The joke now is he's gotten all those picks, but what did he really do with them? Blah blah blah.
Every year you hear a story about a trade that almost happened.
Right. So he gave a fairish analysis for a Boston guy. I would have very much liked to be in the room and have a discussion, but so would a lot of people with Russillo. So, but I was wondering, like, basically his end of argument is almost like, name GMs that are better, and it's like the Golden State guy, tall, handsome. Bob Myers navigated the cap well, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not giving anything to Pelinka and the Lakers.
Yeah, they just got LeBron,
like, who are good GMs?
Forced them to get AD.
That's kind of the conversation.
Like Morey is the first answer, and he is polarizing and hasn't won.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
Just kind of left a trash situation, which led to a trade last night.
So they got very close to being really good.
Yeah, I guess
to a trade we're going to talk about in a few.
I guess that's true, but also, if you compare Morey and Ainge, someone could easily make an argument that Ainge is better than Morey,
Yeah, you can
pretty easily. Just point to the finger. It's a conversation, but
Spurs have benefit of the doubt, but they're not good right now.
They haven't been bad. They haven't been good in a little while.
In like 3 years.
Like in a little while.
But they had like 20 years of being.
I mean, Kawhi took a year off. Yeah. Anyways, so the Lakers are set up. Good for them. And then how about Wojbomb? Your guy, BBD, your close and dear friend, Adrian Wojnarowski. I say it right? Wojnarowski?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Russell Westbrook for John Wall. Pretty crazy, pretty wild. Me and BBD were talking about this off mic a little bit, and I think I was looking for more to say, and I don't know if there is. It's just kind of weird. It's just parts moving. John Wall hasn't played hoops in, 2 years?
Yeah, I think I saw someone say by the time he actually plays a regular season game, it'll have been either 800 days or very, very close to it.
So that's pretty nuts. And I mean, what made John Wall special was his speed, like unique speed, good length, blah, 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 but it was speed, explosive. So we'll see what he's got there. Maybe he's been practicing how to shoot for 2 years.
I guess it's similar to Russ's.
Be cool. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Russ was more all-around freak athlete. I mean, John Wall had kind of the traditional point guard thing going. He had years where he averaged huge assists, and it felt like basketball. Russ also had those assists, but it's also just let Russ cook time.
We got a couple years there where it was like the hot take was being a John Wall guy, pointing out, like, look, he has like the next most triple-doubles besides Westbrook, and like he does do everything a little bit.
Yeah. And, I mean, the other storylines with it, I mean, this Houston GM is, he came into a situation where Russ and Harden both demanded a trade. He's made some moves now. I wonder if that's made Harden happy enough to keep Houston a good basketball team, Like, unless this is the move before the move and he's got something up his sleeve with Harden, but good for him, not just caving and trading Harden to Brooklyn. Remember when that was like, oh, this is going to happen?
It still could.
It could, but
it's slowed down.
No, it can't, by the way. There's not enough pieces. I know Nets fans, and maybe Keith's listening in the chat. I know he just got back. Nets fans were like, oh, we're not giving up anything. Dinwiddie, LeVert. And it's like, those guys are nice.
Just give them like a few nice pieces.
You're not giving them anything. Nothing to build around.
Like they need picks really badly, but the Nets picks, if they get Harden, aren't going to be anything for the next 4 years.
Nothing. So
I guess it gives Houston the chance if they want to run it back, keep Harden.
He's
under contract for a little bit, so you can do another year.
John Wall, Harden, Christian Wood, Eric Gordon's still there,
Boogie.
right? PJ Tucker, Boogie, like that's a fun.
It's worth trying.
That's a fun team. Good for him. Hopefully they keep that. And the Wizards are kind of shocked. Not that they're a team in the East, but Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are going to win games. Davis Bertans.
They love Bertans.
Everybody loves Bertans. And
They gave him a lot.
I don't know. Hey.
They get out of perhaps the worst contract in the NBA by getting the next
The
worst.
second worst contract in the NBA. So
One less year of commitment.
NBA continues to go. I guess what it is when there's a good Woj bomb, I think Woj bomb is so appropriately named because like you feel it. It's kind of like, whoa, there's ripples.
When it's like the big one.
When this happened, like the bomb hit, and I felt like I was waiting for the ripples to be like, okay, so then that means this, and this means this, and it's just like, I don't know. Couple point guards got traded. The result doesn't seem a lot different.
Rockets get a pick at some point.
At some point, it was like a lottery projected 2023. So
it's like each year, I'll find the exact protection.
it's two huge names moving, but at the same time, it feels like nothing.
It feels like it doesn't change the landscape.
Doesn't matter.
It's lottery protected in 2023, top 12 protected in 2020.
Huge.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Top 12 in 2024, 2025, top 10, top 8. Oh, and if it doesn't convey, it's just 2 seconds. So at no point it's going to be
a
unprotected.
top 7 pick.
It's the Wizards pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could convey
Yeah.
at some point in there.
So, hey, good for basketball. They stay hot in the streets. It actually, this trade was getting a lot of kind of dislike by experts, I think. And I'll say this. Maybe the change of scenery is good. Maybe it's terrible. Russ goes back with Scotty Brooks. He'll probably dominate the ball if he can make Beal good next to him, which Bradley Beal is really good. That is kind of fun. Like, Washington needs someone to take more shots. Maybe Houston needs someone to pass the ball more. So
my initial
maybe that's it.
reaction last night was that it was slightly better for the Wizards. But like,
It just
the more we
depends.
talk
What
about it, the
is
more
John
like,
Wall? You know,
I think if John Wall is anything,
like
I
Russ
guess he
can
was never like a good defender.
Russ
Neither
can
was
still
Russ.
be nasty.
Yeah, Russ had like a good year.
Like we'll see what John Wall
I talked
is.
myself back again.
It's weird.
I don't know. John Wall did shoot 37% from 3 the last full. He only played 41 games that year.
Yeah.
But like the last All-Star season he had. So like he can shoot from 3. So with Harden, can Harden be the primary ball handler? And now he can be more of an off-ball guy. But then are we really using the rest of his skills?
Yeah. Or is it having
It's
Wall
weird.
on the ball?
You got to see it.
I don't know.
We played
Let's
this game with Harden and like every superstar they've brought in with him, and he makes makes them like a good team still. So.
Yeah. And hey,
Harden's been more malleable.
NBA has
credit
fun,
for.
man. NBA like is 2K. Like, you know, this trade gets done. Like how many times in baseball could we dream up a trade like this and be like, "Oh, it never happened."
Isn't it?
Trout for Mookie.
It's like the craziest.
It never happened.
It's the craziest like overturn.
I'm trying to think, what's the baseball equivalent of Russ for John Wall?
I feel like you don't like trade for stars that play the same position.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
because you trade like good pitcher for good hitter, strength for strength.
David Mendelson, you just landed on the point. Baseball GMs play so scared to do position for position because now with all the analytics, you get an instant
You get stuff with like years remaining.
instant feedback, and it's like, they were better. And they're just scared to take the risk of getting the better guy.
Just in general, there's not very many like MLB talent for MLB talent
No.
trades, like proven on both ends.
They're just like scared to do those trades because they think they're going to get burnt. And like, And that leads us to baseball a little bit, where the non-tender deadline happened yesterday. And again, hey, maybe here's the comparison between baseball and basketball. Basketball traded two superstars that are tied to people's hearts in a big way. Some in a good way, some in a bad way, but they're tied to people's hearts. Baseball yesterday is cutting guys because they don't think they're worth the money. Kyle Schwarber, who is beloved in Cubs land and kind of beloved by baseball because he's a baseball guy. He's a little hefty, lefty with a big swing.
Slimmed down a lot.
Yeah, he is.
He's turned himself into a pretty good defender.
Shout out to a slim king.
Not getting a lot of credit for it.
Shout out to a slim king. Hopefully he gets hefty.
Yeah, it seems like he might.
Come to the Orioles and get hefty.
Might need get a little bulk back. Weird season.
So, yeah, the other baseball names, Eddie Rosario from the Twins. He's just been a rock for them for a while, but he was going to get $9.5 million. They don't think he's worth $9.5 million. That's exactly where baseball's at. Who are the other big names? Archie Bradley got non-tendered.
Him and Dahl were like the
David Dahl.
Were like the big surprise moves. Dahl had a weird year.
Year removed from being an all-star, I believe, David Dahl. And again, this was a 60-game season. Schwarber and Dahl got judged on a 60-game season in a weird year with injuries and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I hope both those guys come back in a big way and burn their former teams. Like, I really do. Go out and rake. Schwarber thing, the part that sucks is that the NL doesn't even know if there's a DH.
Yeah, they might just want him.
I saw those tweets firing last night, and I was kind of like, I get it. This is baseball. Baseball does dumb stuff. And then I really did think about it. There's free agents out there that their livelihoods depend on it. Schwarber could get $10 million more a year.
The team knows they can DH him a couple days a week.
If Nelson Cruz's market doubles overnight, he just made $4 more million. That's insane. I mean,
he's said they're waiting on that decision. And we don't know.
No,
there's nothing about
there's no
when
timeline.
That would happen.
Maybe winter meetings. Maybe it comes up.
Do the GMs still do a winter meetings, or is now just everything going to be even slower?
I don't know, man. And
GM meetings exist, but I feel like those usually already happen by now. Someone will correct me.
Sam in the chat with it kind of wasn't his point, but I'm going to make it a point. Did Dahl opt out? I don't think he did. But what if he did? David Dahl would still be on the Rockies with a contract.
Yeah.
And does that mean it's a better situation? I don't know.
Lower because he didn't play a year.
And it's just again, even if you don't like all the player movement in basketball and it doesn't feel like sports to you, blah blah blah. 2 stars were traded and it's exciting. In baseball, we're talking about why, There's some, okay, how about the young fan? Done. The young fan that baseball should be hooking in, the 12-year-old that they saw Kyle Schwarber when they were 7 and they always liked him. They're a lefty.
Their first baseball memory is getting to see Kyle Schwarber.
Daddy, why is Kyle Schwarber leaving? His arbitration number got a little too high, so the Cubs don't think they're going to keep him anymore. What?
The thing,
that's not cool.
We're pretty in the weeds, and we don't understand it that well. If we're being honest, we understand it better than most people, and
we do. And it's playing by the CBA. And that was another quote that came out last night. Was who was it? The Orioles GM came out and was like, we love Hanser Alberto, but within the rules of the CBA, we're not going to pay him $3 million. And it's you just gave the players ammo for the CBA. Oh, this organization loves me, but they don't want to give me, a little more than the minimum for a veteran baseball player. It's
just gives nice production.
It took me to a dark place because I get it numbers wise, financially, blah blah blah, all of it. But I think the upcoming players CBA negotiation is gonna get. I'd forgot about all the fire involved. And I think we're a year removed.
But they're Schwarber point. You can explain away, the team decided to trade him for XYZ, whatever,
sure,
or a bunch of prospects.
Yeah,
you can explain that, he played a certain number of years and he reached free agency, and this team offered more money, or he wanted to go where I don't know where he's from, but wherever he's from. Or,
yeah,
it's always the money. But like this is an impossible thing to really explain well.
Explain if you have a cousin or a kid who's in the 8 to 12-year-old range where you're supposed to be hooking fans for life. Explain to them Schwarber, Eddie Rosario. I don't know. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help baseball. And maybe next CBA will be oogly. What other sports do we have,
More
BB?
on that.
Yeah, more on that coming up. College basketball's kind of getting into gear. There was a good Texas-UNC game last night. Texas beat UNC.
Gonzaga played another ranked team.
Gonzaga played. I watched college basketball last night. I watched Illinois versus...
They played West Virginia, Gonzaga did. Illinois played Baylor.
Illinois played Baylor, which was a fun game.
There's been some good names. There's a lot of ranked against ranked games.
Yeah, again, I don't know how they're doing it. I'm a little worried. I mean,
I don't know what the
I just clicked on the
been.
NCAA men's basketball, and refs aren't wearing masks, and they're saying refs are scared for their life. So I'll get out of there, but if you see a college basketball game on, they've been fun. I enjoyed my watch last night. Jimmy V Classic. That's been going on for years.
Presented by Corona.
It is presented by Corona. Yeah.
It's hilarious. I'm guessing... I don't know what the travel's been. It looks like the tournaments aren't just at the same place, but then they're gonna have to travel to play the next person. So maybe they are at the same place. I just don't know enough.
A lot of testing, and I'm sure we're gonna see the fallout soon. Let's
Well, if you want to get dark with testing stuff, did you see the NBA numbers?
Yeah, I did.
It's bad.
It's not great.
It's really bad.
I mean, but again, it's good by the NBA that they're testing and stuff. Now
they have small enough rosters that they
can deal with it
facilitate
easier.
Police it.
All right. Any other sports? Hockey?
Do you think
Hockey? NBA? No, I think we did it. Cool. That was a lot of sports.
LeBron extension signs him. He's with the team now through 2023. Which, if that becomes the double draft and high school players can enter, that's when Bronny
Jr. would be
that's
eligible.
What people were tweeting last night. So.
Oh, I know what
That's
other.
the last
I know what other NBA note we also missed. LiAngelo,
Oh,
my guy. LiAngelo Ball gets the non-guaranteed contract with the Pistons. All three Ball brothers are currently in the NBA. LeVar Ball dropped that thing on the table. Good for you, man. You got a bro of the night the other day, and you'll never get one again. All right, the comment of the day, Wake and Jake Bakers. I ask you guys to bake the algorithm. Leave a comment, leave a review, leave a like. Facebook, the YouTube, the podcast app. 247 reviews on the podcast app. We need 3. Just click the 5 stars on the podcast thing. We're at 250. And that's a cool number.
By the end of the year, let's get
It's a quarter of 1,000. I want to buy next step.
Oh.
3
A
people?
lot of pressure.
I can
We're
do
3 people away from 250.
Yes.
We're saying we want to get to 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean,
Let's do that.
We can bully people in the office today and get to 3. Anyways, the comment of the day. The comment of the day comes from a Jomboy Media celeb of sorts. Abe moderates the chats. Abe's the man. He's involved in so much of what we do. He said, when you realize the New York Mets have more healthy quarterbacks than the Denver Broncos and have more QBs with playoff wins, too. It's very true. It's very true. Timmy Tebow, good times. Good times. I mentioned this the other day, but Bomani Jones had a post about, the Broncos are used to having a non-quarterback play quarterback or something. And it's like, I get it. Tebow wasn't great. He's inaccurate. He's not built like a quarterback. It's like the best college quarterback ever. I know it doesn't directly translate. But he's literally...
People say he's not a quarterback.
Literally, if you were building the video game best college football team ever, there's a very good argument to have Tim Tebow be your quarterback. And I know that's not what Bomani Jones was arguing. But, so Abe, you're the man. Thank you. All the Wake and Jake Bakers. Thank you, guys. We had good listens last episode. Good times. I love you. Love yourself. Go lock the bathroom door and love yourself today. And that was the comment of the day. Go leave a podcast review. 5 stars. Leave a comment about sports. Sports.
Let's say we'll commit to review being the comment of the day next step.
Yeah,
maybe
if
we'll
it's
do
there,
maybe we won't.
We'll
look.
I will commit to that.
Okay.
If it's there, I will read it. You could write anything.
I don't participate in that.
I'll go Ron Burgundy, and I will read it. All right, that was that. That brings us to the Bro of the Night. Bro of the Night award goes to the Bro of the Night. It doesn't mean it's a guy. It doesn't mean it's the best performance. It's a Bro of the Night. Who did it? Who stood out? I've got a weird one today. I've been starting to get a little weirder with them, BBD. I'm going with Jamie Chadwell. You know who that is? Jamie Chadwell.
Something with Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I wrote it in the sheet there. He's the Coastal Carolina head coach. And it's a little bit of a college sports rant. My UConn Huskies have been a bad basketball team for a little while. They're playing tonight, teaser. They just rejoined the Big East. They were in the AAC, and blah, blah, blah. It was a bad time. Jamie Chadwell is the Coastal Carolina head coach. I had to Google if they were D1. They went D1 in 2017. They are ranked, I think, 17th in the country. I just had it up. They are ranked 18th in the country. Below them, Iowa, USC, Washington, Oregon. So, again, just thinking about college sports and hopefully getting more into college football. And the bigger thing is they scheduled to play BYU this week. BYU is undefeated. They're 13th in the country. Bring 'em young. BBD's motto at college. These two teams got together and they said in this no-rule season, let's play. And they're doing it. And so, hey, I could have given it to either coach, I guess. BYU's been a pretty good football program. They've been a pretty Taysom Hill, your guy. Coastal Carolina somehow is ranked 18th in the country. They're undefeated, and now they're hosting BYU. And if they win, like, really cool. Like, they're going to be pounding their chest. And, like, again, Coastal Carolina. Think about how many bigger colleges with resources and anything, like, just never enter that realm. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, bad Big Ten teams or bad... Like, where's Cal been? The University of California. It's a good school. Jared Goff went there. Marshawn Lynch. They used to have a football program. I haven't seen them ranked 18th in a while.
No.
Like, there's just a lot of football teams you could think of. Rutgers, I'm seeing that in the chat. And, I mean, it's fair and it's not fair at the same time. But, like, yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to give this dude credit. He's running Coastal Carolina, Nebraska. Oh, my God. Nebraska would kill to be ranked 18th. Kill. So, yeah, I think they were supposed to play Liberty, who's also having a really good year. They somehow reworked it to play each other, have fun. Good for you. My guy, Jamie Chadwell. Silly name. Beeper?
Hello, Jake.
Yes.
I'm giving my bro of the night. Go to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Because he's just a beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's just a freak. 10 receptions, 177 yards. He's a freak. I have not much more to add. I feel like he just puts up numbers every week.
And you know what's kind of cool? He was one of these pre-draft guys who came out saying, Dino the Gray, you're the man. Every time. He was a draft combine freak. And how many times have we seen those guys not pan out? He is panning out and some. He's been awesome. He's a cool personality. He does stuff. His Twitter's good. He said before the game, Jim Schwartz, who's the Eagles' D coordinator, or D-line coach. He used to be the head coach of the Lions. He said Jim Schwartz called him like a baby Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Supposed to be a huge compliment. Like, you're young, you're really good. Calvin Johnson's one of the best to ever do it. Like, And DK Metcalf after the game was pretending or being serious that he used that as motivation, and he posted the MJ, so I took that personally. And it's like, all right, we're having fun out here. So, and yeah, man, him, Tyler Lockett with Russ, it's a fun offense. He's a monster. Quick. Does stuff with the PMT guys. That's fun. Huge. Looks like T.O. vibes. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of T.O. memories? Mike Collin Coward?
Not like, I don't remember like watching his prime, but like because he's T.O.
Yeah.
He's always just talked about while I was like young watching football.
I saw someone give a big no in the chat.
That's my quarterback clip. Reference often in my
I was going to
house.
say, okay, the T.O. off the field stuff became bizarre. T.O. from the Niners to the Eagles was insane. Insane. The T.O. Super Bowl game is all-time stuff. I'm probably starting to sound old. BBD, let's get into what we are watching tonight. And speaking of my UConn Huskies, I saw them on the ESPN app, and I wanted to make sure. They're playing USC tonight. I'm excited for that.
Those are both teams that are good some years.
I'm so happy I watched a little college basketball last night because it actually got my full appetite ready for this game. I'm very excited to be on my couch at 8 p.m., I believe, watching UConn USC. Book Knight, he's the stud for UConn. He's next. Is that what people say? BBD, what else we got?
Well, it looks like there's no Thursday games for NFL. I scrolled twice.
I think we're done.
Is that? Oh yeah, because we're last couple weeks.
I think so. Let me check because
like
they start doing.
Thing.
No, they got a Thursday game next week.
I think something got pushed again.
When do they start doing Saturday games? Yeah,
I think we're still like 2 weeks.
They've got
from that.
They've got some later Thursday games, and I'm not seeing Saturday games. Anyways, continue.
On Saturday, Gonzaga Baylor, currently ranked 1 and 2. I don't know when the rankings change again.
Okay.
But they play Saturday 1 Eastern time. I think on CBS.
I'm into that.
So they get an ad.
Saturday. Okay. Yeah.
I'm probably around, so
I'm into that. I'll do a quick football scroll. I know we normally do our preview. How about this, BBD? Titans Browns, 8-3 versus 8-3. Is that fun stuff or what? Anything else jump out? Rams Cardinals. That's kind of a fight for a playoff spot. You're G-Man and the Seahawks. No.
I'm watching.
You're watching, unfortunately. Bills Niners. That's probably a good ugly football game. I think that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Bakers. BBD, before we go, Jeremy L. wants to know who your hair guy is.
It's my little secret.
Okay. Can't give that away. Guys, we have so much across the Jomboy Media Network. Talking folk, talking Giants, talking Yanks, mansplain baseball, talking baseball. We're going live with a new ep coming up soon. JJR, we did about 2.5 hours yesterday. Got very silly.
Really good.
Got very silly towards the end. It's back. Go check that out, especially if you got a little tiempo to kill. You guys are the best. Leave a like. 3 on the podcast app. Fake the algorithm. I love you.
Jake sucks.